was all blurry.
She hopped in the shower. Oh, for real? You don't remember what happened?
I remember, but it was so fast. Like, it's still to the.
There's a reason why it was to this fast. We're gonna tell you more why we said it was fast. But
I took a shower, and then what happened after the shower? Oh, I took a shower, and then I was
a long shower.
Yeah, I was just like under the water, like trying to relax because I was like, I thought it was just like the, what do you call it? Like
pre-labor.
Preterm labor. I thought it was just like me getting the contractions to get my body ready. But now thinking about it, hiccups. It's Braxton Hicks.
Hicks.
But now thinking about it, I was like, duh, I'm stupid because they gave us some pills. I didn't say this to you. They gave us, well, not gave us, but they told us two sets of pills to take. My midwives to take.
Sweet child of mine.
Sweet child of mine. To take to ease the length period of the laboring process and to soften up like all the cervix and all that good stuff, pelvic, blah, 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 blah. It's good for you, period. So I took the pills. It's called Primrose Oil, and I was taking that how it said, suggested on the bottle. Then there's 5W. Now, I don't know which one did it, but one of them did it. I think it was the 5W, because that's what I got second, right? The 5W, you're supposed to take, well, my midwives put in the pamphlet, you're supposed to take it one pill for like a week, and then you increase slowly to 6 pills for the day. Now, me, not wanting to pay attention to what I was supposed to do, I decided to take as soon as I started, I took 4 pills, and then I took 6 pills the next day. Because I was just like, whatever, it ain't doing nothing to me, it's fine. In all reality, it was actually weakening my mucus plug. And that's what was shedding for 2 days. And then, that happened.
So, before we got to all of that.
I just had to put that in there because I was like, what the heck, I'm done. Yeah.
Before we get to all of that, what had happened was, when she got home, we, new parents who has been babysitters for multiple other people bitten to them, I decided, okay, I'm going to let my mom know, hey, I think she's going through pre-labor, don't be alarmed yet. We're going to, call the midwife, check up. Now, I hadn't called her mom as yet, but it turned out my mom had already called her mom, so, yeah, I don't know if you knew that, but, yeah, my mom had already called her mom. So, I got a call from her mom, and I'm like, oh, hey, blah, 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 blah. This was about, 6 or 7-ish, somewhere around there.
7.
Yeah, we'll say 7.
7.
There's a reason why I was saying 7. Now, typically, for those of y'all women in the world that have done labor naturally, for the majority, you will know that it takes a little bit. 5 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 19 hours, and so forth.
24 hours.
This was about 7. We had our little book where, it said the contractions got to be
411.
411. They got to be 4 minutes apart for a minute long. Right? Something like that. I remember. But it's supposed to be 411. So I had, which those of y'all future husbands, woo, I heard you. You heard that? That was him. He burped. For y'all future husbands of the world, download the contraction tracker app. It is a very good thing, even though I didn't use it right. So at this point, mom showed up. Now, mom, with her infinite wisdom, hindsight 2020, she kind of figured that she was going into labor. But us, we were like, no, that's not what the book says. The contractions are not matching up.
Plus, I didn't want to be sent back. I didn't want to do what I saw a lot of people do, like on videos and stuff on YouTube, that they go to the hospital, I'm having the contractions, I'm in so much pain, blah, 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 and they're only 2 centimeters dilated, so they have to go back home. So I was like, no, I refuse. I'm going to stay here and tough it out as long as possible until it's basically unbearable, which it never got there. But go ahead.
Now, the one thing I really hope Maddox takes from either of us, because we both have it, is that we're very hard-headed, and it comes in handy a lot more than it's a detriment. This time it was kind of a detriment because
for you,
because
I could have had the baby at home.
This point, I'm calling the midwife back and forth. She's telling me, is it this?
The poor lady was sleeping.
I'm not really communicating correctly to her. So she said, hey, it's probably pre-labor, and since Tricka is a first mom, it happens, or you feel a lot of contractions, then it just goes away. And then baby might not come for another week. Now, we called her friend Elizabeth, which I keep calling Kimberly, but it's Elizabeth. Shout out to Elizabeth. She said, she said the same thing. It's probably just, labor thing, blah, 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 blah. Don't worry about it. Just soothe her, yada, yada, yada. Called the midwife again. She said a Benadryl cocktail. I should give her a Benadryl cocktail. I didn't know what that was. But I hit up my mom. I was like, hey, can you give me some Benadryl? We ain't had no cocktail.
So I just took
so
the
it was just a Benadryl.
And it was kids' Benadryl.
It was kids' Benadryl. So don't get alarmed. And the reason for the Benadryl cocktail was the fact that
if it was preterm labor.
If it was preterm labor, it would just knock her out.
And it'll go away.
And the reason being, future moms, y'all need a lot of rest. Don't be superwoman. Sleep. Lots of rest when you're not working. The key word. And exercise. We're going to tell you why at the end. Maddie. So, by this point, my mom went home. She was exhausted because she was about study. I called her mom and I was like, hey, this is what happened, yada, yada, yada. And FYI, which I didn't know, and Tricka knew, but she was too concerned at the time. Future moms, if you start pooping a lot, yes, that's one indication. If you start going to the bathroom a lot.
Wait, you didn't tell them what happened with the Benadryl.
I'm getting there.
You're taking forever.
No, I'm getting there. She started pooping a lot, okay? So she went like one or twice, and then we gave her the Benadryl. And the next thing you know, I hear blah in the back.
All my pizza.
Everything came
up
from that day.
I was so mad from my pizza.
Yeah, everything came up from that day. Maddox was like, I don't need no Benadryl. I don't need no pizza. Your stomach needs to be empty right now. So I had to wash the shower out. In the meanwhile, we had this little medicine ball. It's over here somewhere. She was doing the pelvic pivots or pelvic rocks to kind of like, even though he was way down there already, but just to kind of, help him.
Relieve the pressure.
Right, relieve the pressure. So at this point, she's going back and forth. Tricka is laying in the bed. I'm laying next to her at times, trying to figure out, what are we doing?
And every time I contracted, I had to stand up. I don't know how people contract laying down or sitting in a chair. That is not comfortable. I had to stand up and walk to go through my contractions, which the contractions, it was not pain, so I will not call it pain because that is definitely not pain. It's more of a pressure, like an uncomfortable feeling, like a period cramp, like it just tightens up, and that was it. But it's not painful. Like, it doesn't feel like you stubbed your toe, because when you stub your toe, that's pain. But it felt like pressure, just pressure that you couldn't control.
Which my fingers felt at times. Because it started off good, but like I said, with her hard-headedness, she likes pain. So when we should have been alarmed, going, okay, something is up, she was like, oh no, I'm fine, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Because you didn't tell me the time. If you would have told me the time.
Listen. Don't listen to her. I'm saying, babe, we need to go. Babe, we need to go.
But it felt like 5 minutes. It just felt like
She thought it was 5 minutes. Keep in mind now, we got home at 7. She's been having pain since 5-something. It is like 9:30 or 9 o'clock.
No, yeah.
Call the midwife. She said, hey, give me a call in an hour. No, give me a call in 30 minutes, because at this point I was calling her every hour, and I wasn't making sense to her or whatnot. So finally, she was like, all right, give me a call in 30 minutes. So when I called her, I told her what the tracker was saying, and yeah, she wasn't understanding. So by this point, it's like 9:50, and she was like, all right, just come in, have the check. If anything, we send you back home. So I finally talked her into it. So, you know, this point, which pause, no, on pause, I'll tell her at the end. We start driving. Like I said, I'm freaking out, but you know, I have to put on that face. There's no traffic. The place is 4 miles away, 5 miles away. I probably got there in 2 minutes. There is no traffic.
And he was speeding, which he shouldn't have been speeding.
Like I said, I got there in 2 minutes.
Let him know in the comments.
We get there, and you know, they do the check. You measure how big her stomach was. The midwife was there, and
she's
nurse.
she's like a junior midwife. I don't know. She's a nurse. She's the nurse's assistant, like a nurse aide or whatever. So she was there kind of doing the dirty work, and then the midwife was just there looking cute, which, yeah, that's kind of job for me.
So we measure her, and at this point, I called her mom and let her know, hey, just to let you know, you might want to start packing. We were here, but we're going to find out when you should leave. Because remember, her mom and, the whole other half of the family, they live in Broward. And from where we are, if you drive the speed limit, it's 4 hours. If you go over a little above the speed limit, it's 3.5. You have to figure it out by yourself.
At least you came here in 3.
Yeah. So we were going through the checks, yada yada yada. Do you want laughing gas? Blah 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 blah. And all of that.
And then they put me on the table because I was like, okay. No, they put me on the table. They checked my belly. Put me on the table to check my...
Wait, she had a contraction getting out of the car, so I pretty much had to carry her in the place.
Oh, yeah.
She couldn't walk. So I had to, pull her in like she was hanging on to me as we were walking in.
Yeah. And then when we got in, she checked my belly. She, asked me a few questions. And then she was like, okay, well, let's go in the room. And she put me on the table. And the nurse's aide, she checked me, and she was like, oh, it seems like about 4 centimeters, which I was uncomfortable, and I don't know if that made it. I don't know, because I was tightening up. I just was not feeling it.
Before that, because
GBS.
Yes.
So I needed antibiotics, and I could not sit still because they said they needed me to sit still so they can get in my vein. My veins don't show up like they used to when I was younger and was running track and stuff. I got old and raggedy. So, literally every minute I was having a contraction. So every time she tried to put it in, I had to stand up and go through the contraction. And when they finally got it in, I only got half a bag of antibiotics, and I needed 2 bags to make sure that he didn't get any GBS, what the heck you call it, bacterial infection. And by then, she saw me pushing, and that's what made her stop the bag of antibiotics, because I was sitting in the chair, but I was just pushing every contraction. And she was like, the midwife was like, are you pushing? And I was like, yeah. So she was like, okay, she's gonna run the water. She started the water in the tub for me, and what happened? Oh, she started the water in the tub, and that's when Elizabeth came in, right?
She was already in there.
When before the water was in? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, either way, she was. Oh, either way, she was there, and so she decided, that I need to get in the water. I got in the water. The water was maybe it wasn't. It was barely there.
Holding on to the side of it, and the water did not reach her hip.
Yeah, it was low, and it was still going, but I was already pushing. It was still enough for my lower body to be in the water, for him to still be in the water when I pushed him out. So he was supposed to get in the water too, to catch him, and that did not happen. And so what happened? Oh, Then she saw a bulge coming out, or did she feel one or the other? It was a bulge coming out, and I even felt it. I felt it.
So she went to the other room to go get, like the towels and stuff to prepare, for him coming. Because keep in mind now, they should have been an hour and a half, 2 hours from now. So all this is happening within 10, 15 minutes of each other.
Yeah, and so she had told me, because she saw that I was pushing. My body said push. I was pushing. I had about maybe, what was it, 5 contractions, I said? Maybe about 5 contractions in the water. And he was out. And it was, but I wasn't pushing him out, but I was pushing him down. Like, I felt myself pushing him down. Every time that I contracted, I was like pushing. And I wasn't screaming or nothing like them people on the TV. Because it didn't need to be no screaming. And by the time she came back from the room, he was already like dang near out. Like, his head was already coming out. So by the time she had told me to just, slow it down, don't force him out to rip yourself, just take your time. And then, so thank God for the Kegels. So I tightened back up a little bit so that he can slowly come down. I tightened again so he can slowly come down and let himself slide out. And then I did like one major push and he came out. And that was at 12:50. Yay! But it was quick. It was really quick. And you had said you were explaining how you felt. Anywho, I wanted to cry. I know I was saying in the beginning, like all of that week, I was telling my coworker Junette and all them, I was like, I'm gonna cry, and I'm just ready to cry. I just want to cry. Like, I just knew I was gonna cry when I saw my baby, and he came so fast that I was just, he came down, and they were like, you gotta lift your leg for the umbilical cord. So I lift up my leg, they pulled it around, and they gave him to me, and I was just like, how he was so fast.
It happened so quickly, we weren't able to adjust our emotions.
It was so fast that I was just like, I literally was holding him like,
we brought this little dude in the world.
What am I supposed to do? But he came out and he's
came
healthy.
Out with a pair of lungs, which y'all will hear in the future.
Oh my God, yeah, he loud.
Like, oh my goodness, you thought somebody was like doing something to this kid.
Yeah, we call him the monster. Well, I call him the monster.
I call him Milk Monster.
No, I just call him the monster.
The Milk Monster.
But yeah, he came out really fast, and I'm just happy that he's healthy. And
6 pounds, 13 ounces.
That he's very hairy, even though people said that he wasn't going to be hairy because I was eating a whole lot of spicy foods and a whole lot of hot sauce on everything. Hot sauce on your rice, hot sauce on your lasagna, hot sauce on everything.
Chicken.
Like
chicken pieces with
Scotch bonnet pepper underneath
the skin.
Underneath my chicken skin. Yeah. But yes, everything is great. I would definitely do it again. I am thinking about doing home birth next time.
Before, nobody didn't tell me the placenta, the umbilical cord was like cutting rubber. I had to to cut it to get it to cut, and her placenta was massive. It was huge. The lady said she did a good job because when it came out, she was like, there's deposits on there, but it was calcium deposit, which was a good indication
that I was intaking enough dairy and enough everything.
Enough food, period.
And he came out 6 pounds, 13 ounces, and within his 2-week checkup, right? Mm-hmm. His 2-week checkup, he gained a pound. He literally gained a pound. He was 7 pounds, 12 ounces. So
now he's probably like 15.
Now he's probably like 8 and change. But he's definitely been eating, and I've been exclusively breastfeeding and pumping whenever I can because he won't allow me to put him down at all, ever. And I did not cause that. I did not. I didn't even have a chance to spoil the child. He came out spoiling himself. He just was like, I'm going to do it what you gonna do what I want to do. So yeah, so I exclusively breastfeed, and everything has been going great, and he's a good boy.
By the time we left the birthing center, which was around 3 and change a.m., her sisters had showed up.
My 2 sisters and my mom, they were literally pulling up when we were coming out and going into the car.
So don't forget, I called them around 11 o'clock, telling them, hey, this is about to go down in 3 hours, which was really 2, but I was just saying 3 because I was hoping it would go to 3.
Yeah, so that they can come.
But he ended up coming in 30 minutes from that point when I called them, and they showed up.
Yeah.
They showed up, so...
And they were pissed.
Yeah, especially her sister. Her sister wanted to be there.
Yeah.
With her. But, hey, next time. We promise, sort of. We'll see what happens.
There's always opportunity. We're not just going to have one.
But,
we might have 8.
Anywho, Maddox, remember fucking craziness. But, Maddox wants to thank everybody with his crying for everything that he has given us. I mean, Maddox has so much stuff, it's ridiculous. Like
all the handouts, all the actual
gift
gifts, the gift cards,
yes.
The hand-me-downs, because I take
his
hand-me-downs.
And his swings.
His bubble bath, his bouncer, everything.
The kangaroo pouch thingy.
He got literally the amount of hand-me-downs and just things that everybody has given us that we didn't think we were going to get. We were really I was really worried. I don't know if I was very worried about, the outcome or what we're going to have to come out of pocket for and what we're going to have to buy. It ended up being amazing. We didn't have to come out of pocket for anything.
We literally didn't have to come out of everything.
He got blessed with his own little
poster. Patricia, Super Mom, Super Dad Miguel equals it's a boy, it's Bat Boy. Coming soon. And then he came on March 4th. Now, the moment that everybody's been waiting for, which is going to happen in a second. Don't forget about the room now with Maddox's name, Maddox collection, which he's going to be doped out in. And I was just kidding, making time so I can show y'all Maddox. Maddie. Look at me, Mr. Fussy Pants. Sleepyhead. Maddie. Hi.